Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. See, you're so good at this. Like, you do the leaning back too far in your chair that we've been feeling for how many years? You're right. It's like we were bracing for impact. We were like, oh my God, we're going to do this. There's going to be a convention. There's going to be chaos. Trump's going to win. And then we're like, oh, happy landing. Yeah. It's sunny out.
Right. And again, one of the lessons that we should learn and moving forward is the don't get happy lesson, or just at least observing Donald Trump and the MAGA movement around him.
Yeah.
And they have gotten happy. They've been happy for months now. And that's one of the beautiful things about this, is because Donald Trump thought he was going to be running against, quote unquote, Sleepy Joe.
They broke the Bob Cesca rule. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so he thought he could phone in this entire campaign. He could be a part-time campaigner, only do one rally a week, not really put any effort behind the campaign, just kind of sleepwalk his way through the whole thing and win on the other side. Well, now he's going to have to do some things, and he doesn't want to do it. He wants to play golf with whoever that was he was playing golf with on video. We've all seen.
And by the way, our friend Michelangelo Signorelli, I mean, he said Trump really thought we would just let him win. He doesn't understand the resolve of the majority of Americans. He will lose and he will go to prison. I mean, that's exactly, you can almost like hear it in his sputtering. Like, Bob, they got nothing. They're like lawsuits. We're going to stop the. What did they just file a lawsuit against? It's a campaign violation. Yeah. Kamala can't get the money. Just they've got no legal grounds for any of it, right?
Right. And the lawsuits, and of course there are going to be lawsuits.
Right.
That's just telegraphing the fact that they're terrified that Kamala is going to win, that the only way Donald Trump can win is to sue his way out of it. It's what he does with every single one of his court cases. Every time he's up against a prosecutor, he tries to sue his way out of trouble. But in this case, it's just a confession that he's terrified of Kamala Harris. Yeah. That is one of my favorite things about all of this, is not just the ebullience of the entire coalition of normals right now, but also the fact that the MAGA movement is absolutely freaked the F out.
And Bob, I know, because you are a bigger man than I am, that you are not enjoying at all how J.D. Vance is a drag on the ticket. And Marla Maples has said she would serve his BP. Is that a possibility, that he'll just divorce her like one of his wives, but maybe recycle back in one of the old ones?
Right.
You retweeted Mike, who said J.D. Vance both looks and acts like a grown-up version of the kid who gets yelled at by Alan Grant in Jurassic Park.
You know what he also looks like? J.D. Vance looks like a foosball man. You ever play foosball? Those the little guys with the pudgy little cheeks and the weird hair? Yeah, looks like a foosball guy.
I'm going to stick with talking bearded clam. Okay.
That's great.
And a beard is no substitute for a lack of jawline.
No, exactly, Chris. Yeah, I love this. Just Ray tweeted, Jamie Raskin just called J.D. Vance a shillbilly, an identifier so accurate and unique that is now part of Vance's official brand. I mean, and the fact that we were talking about Elon Musk going, psych, I'm not really giving you $45 million. Even I spot a loser when I see. Oh my God.
For a brief second, I wanted to run out and buy a Tesla when I heard that news, just to say, attaboy, you disassociated weirdo. That's great. Perfect. He
said, I'm not in a cult of personality. I'm like, oh, really? Now a warning. Yeah. It's only because he's going to lose. That's your biggest indicator. Yes, you are.
Oh, yeah.
You were all in on Trump. You know he's going to lose now.
Right. And once again, Donald Trump was counting his eggs before they hatch. He was bragging at his most recent 3 or 4 rallies that Elon Musk was going to give him all this money. Whoops. Nope. Charlie Brown. Sorry, Charlie.
Dollar bill on a string. Whoop, where's the slide whistle? Dollar bill on a string. Sorry, fatty.
That's right.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
How about
Charlie Brown and Lucy
how about this hamburger? Nope. We deserve this.
Beautiful.
We deserve this joy, Bob. We really
deserve to laugh. Yeah, America deserves to laugh after the summer that we've had, because this has been absolutely, beyond belief in terms of stress following all of this. Talk about leaning too far back in your chair and almost falling over. Yeah. That's been this entire summer so far. And finally, we get some relief here and some hope and some energy. The feeling is just electric right now. I am so relieved to have been wrong about this. Mm-hmm. You have no idea. Whenever I make these negative prognostications, these negative forecasts, I always try to say, look, I really hope I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
And I am this time,
except you say, I hope I'm Chris LeBoy on this, but.
Hey. That's right. We should have listened to Chris. We should have listened to Rude. We should have. Well, maybe not so much Carlos, but
No, not
kidding,
Carlos. Carlos is still hanging on to that little Westmore straw. I saw. He's still hoping for VP.
That's right. Hey, look, I voted for Westmore. Westmore is my governor. I love Westmore.
Oh, he's terrific. He's terrific.
Yeah, right, he is.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I just tweeted Saturday. I saw you retweeted me still riding with Biden with my bike club with my Major Taylor.
That's adorable.
Shut up. Anyway. But I'm on the phone with Bob 2 weeks ago. I'm like, my psychic says he's going to drop out in 2 weeks. I don't want that to be the case. I mean, you and I were both, I think, and Kimberly, a lot of us. And Bob, what else can you say about Joe Biden? I'm going to cry like a baby tonight with his address to the nation. I don't think most Americans, we have experienced an act of patriotism and dignity and whatever you want to call it that we just have witnessed with President Biden.
Right. And there's an element of tragedy, too, because he has had the most successful presidency up to this point. And the shame of it is just in the eyes of many people, he just ran out of runway as far as his age goes. Yeah. And so what an awful thing to have to confront, to be in the prime of your political career. And then at least half of your entire party going, no more, you're too old, you got to step aside. Yeah. I mean, that's a sad thing, and we should be sad about it. We should feel bad for Joe Biden in that respect because, again, he has done so much for this country, things that we are going to be seeing playing out for a couple of decades at least, spending that he's been able to pass, initiatives that from the climate crisis on down, infrastructure, lead pipes, and so forth. These are things that help people.
Yeah.
That will,
we got to name every one of them. Joe Biden, the Joe Biden bridge, highway.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then the ultimate sacrifice of saying, hey, you know what, and being self-aware enough to be able to say, okay, we have to pass the torch, and it's a beautiful thing, and we should all honor his presidency and respect what he's been able to do with very, very little, with a 50-vote majority in the Senate. Incredible.
And by the way, I gave a shout out to AOC for stopping this effery by blowing the whistle that some people wanted to push Harris out too. Malcolm Nance retweeted someone who said Dark Brandon pulled a straight okey doke on the elites by blocking their plans for a ticket without Kamala. First, he endorsed her within his withdrawal. Then states began to release delegates to her. The biggest middle finger was when all the governors on their list endorsed her. Yep. Everybody that they were speculating in their fantasy football league was like, nope, with her. And I'm so proud of my party. I really am.
Oh, yeah, me too. I have to think that Joe Biden was on the phone during most of that time where he was recovering from COVID, talking to delegates, talking to party leaders and saying, look, if I'm going to do this, you have to guarantee that everyone's going to line up behind Kamala Harris because I'm not going to do it otherwise. This has to be, we have to be an array. That's the goal here.
And he was right.
Something that he had done.
Because that's why I thought, maybe resigning would have been better because then she's president. They can't do it. But, Jody said it best that they know they wouldn't approve a VP pick. She'd be without a VP. It would weaken her, would weaken the Democrats. Mm-hmm. And guess who's next in line then? Mike Johnson. He did it absolutely perfectly as he's done so many things. Anyway, but I said to you on the phone, I said, I'm biased because this is the only swag I bought in 2020 was Kamala. Right? It's the only fundraiser I went to was Kamala. So I'm beyond thrilled.